This is Radio. Welcome to the Cave Crew Radio pre-show. We are about to go live on cavecrewradio.com, YouTube and Facebook. Please share the show and remember to like, subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss a thing. And please leave us your comments too. Get ready. It's going to be another big show with all the latest hot topics, pop culture and weird news. Ladies and gentlemen, and I use that term loosely, here are your hosts, DK and the Big B.
Never sure when the last dun is going to end. Welcome to the pre-show, everybody. I'm DK, joined by Big B, of course.
Hi there.
Big show tonight as we head into the semifinals of the Believe It or What. And as usual, we're not sure if there's going to be technical difficulties or if everyone's going to show up, and we're surrounded by suspense. But we have all those news stories we didn't get to last week. So either way, we're okay.
Yes. Sorry.
Anyway.
I was just getting situated here.
Before you get to your epicenter, because we do that on the pre-show during Believe It or What, we did get struck, finally, by COVID here at my house. My son, the youngest, 17 years old, tested positive. Both the wife and I have tested negative twice.
Nice.
We have slight cold symptoms, so we are blaming that on yellow phlegm flu.
There you go.
Else. And I've had to isolate from my job for 5 days, so I don't return till Tuesday, even though I'm working from home, and it's driving me nuts.
Well, how is your son feeling?
He's all right. Again, like cough. He's got a cough. He's got a plugged nose. He's eating. No, he's doing his schoolwork, and I think he's playing it to the hills. But I won't tell anyone that.
Gotcha.
But we're okay. No one's on, oxygen machines or anything. So.
Well, that's good.
But I lasted almost the entire thing without it affecting those.
So I am out of this show, I am the final holdout of it not affecting the household.
The household. But remember, I am still triple vaxxed and negative.
Right.
Anyway. You always have an epicenter, and I guess the intro will be a little different tonight when we get to the show, but you are always the epicenter of something. And during the trivia show, we have too much going on, so you do it on the pre-show.
Yes. So this week I am the epicenter of all things breaking down in the house basically the entire week.
Everything's falling apart.
So Monday, my kids are off this week. It's a winter break. My wife took off because it's winter break, and I'm still working, but I work from home. So we're all home in the house. My wife is trying to do laundry. Suddenly, the washing machine doesn't pump any water anymore. Doesn't pump the water out. The water sits into there. I checked the filter. All the water poured out on the floor. Filter's fine. I tried it again. Nothing. Washing machine's dead, basically. Pump died. Everything's dead.
Will you get two? for the price of one?
Well, I'm getting to that. The answer is no, but I'm getting to today. So Monday, found out the washing machine broke, had to leave. Luckily, it was President's Day. It was a holiday here, so you get kind of a sale. So I had to go to Best Buy and get a new washing machine. So put it in for delivery. Delivery was today. Tuesday, my wife goes to vacuum the living room. The bottom housing is broken off of the vacuum.
Great.
So again, this time I go to Home Depot and I have to go buy another vacuum. So Monday washing machine, Tuesday vacuum. These are not cheap purchases, ladies and gentlemen. Wednesday and Thursday go by fairly cleanly. Today, my washing machine arrives. The guys bring it down. The delivery guys from Best Buy, they have to take the back door off its hinges because it's a little wider than the door. So fine, no problem. Bring it down. They're going to take out the old one. So they're disconnecting the water hoses from the water line. How the pipes are attached to the wall is kind of crumbling behind it. So the whole thing comes out of the wall. So my pipes are just dangling now.
Beautiful. This is better than my week in quarantine.
Well, so far it's okay because there's a piece of wood, so I could just lift it up, and I got screws, and I was going to try to screw it back into the wall. But as I lifted it up, water started pouring out of the joint of the pipe to my right. And the guy, I'm not looking at it, I'm just trying to lift it up. The delivery guy's like, yo, stop. And I look over and I just see water pouring out of the pipe. So I let it drop. And as I let it drop, I guess it closed the hole and water slowly stopped coming out of the pipe. So I'm assuming that when it came out, it weakened the joint. And when I lifted it back up to put it back into the wall, it snapped the joint. So now I have a brand new washing machine attached to the water pipe that I can't use because the water's turned off, because if I turn the water on, water's going to pour out of the joint. So I had to call a plumber. And now I have a plumber coming tomorrow to replace the pipe.
Wow. And I thought I had third world problems.
Holy Christ.
Anyway, it'll all be okay and everything will be like brand new. We got a full chat. Isbia says, talk about bad luck.
Oh my God. The entire week. It's ridiculous.
Facebook user says, Jason Scott, I'm watching, lol. Another Facebook user says, Dr. Mike Devine, exclamation point. Jason Scott says he's here, but he's not in the show.
He's not in the green room.
We need you in the green room so you can partake in the show. We got lots of comments coming in here. We're going to go live in just a minute, ladies and gentlemen. The good news is, if no one shows, he messaged the group if you can check. The good news is, if no one shows up and we have no winner, it goes down to the next two, and one of them will face Big B. Hello, Amanda. And we have tons of news from last week because we never got far. We got a huge crowd here tonight, and none of our contestants, Big B. Is
wonderful
happening in the private chat?
Nothing. I have got nothing.
I saw Jason in there.
I have no messages. I sent.
I'm ready when you are.
Oh, there we go.
He's not even in there.
I know.
All right, we're going to start the show, ladies and gentlemen, as we always do, and hopefully we're going to play Believe It or What. We're ready at our end, but if not, we got some fun stuff. I'll just have to send Big B the stories again and all that.
Oh my goodness! I have breaking news very quickly. 30 seconds. Oh. The person, Facebook user, is Sherry Ferguson.
Oh my God! Talk about a blast from the past.
We have not heard from Sherry Ferguson in forever.
And so if Jason and Mike fuck this up, I don't know what's going on. We got nobody, but we're just sitting on 8 o'clock now. So let's see. Let's start the show, and we'll go from there. I'll turn the radio on, and we'll start. I don't know what else to say. Here we go.
Air traffic control, bring in New York. Roger that. Bring in Canada. 10-4. Gentlemen, we have liftoff.
The show is about to start.
Roger, we have liftoff.
In 3, 2, 1. DK, the Big D, and Scotty and Cher.
You guys crack me up. You guys are awesome.
On Cave Crew Radio.
Welcome to Big B's Believe It or What Challenge Tournament. We have reached the final 4 participants. Aka, Amanda, Jason Scott, and Dr Mike Devine. Now, it is a matter of survival. The only question is, are you ready to believe it or what?
When the world turned their back on men. Men with a dream and savage yearning within them. Legions compelled by passion that knows no boundary. A consuming flame that defies plausible explanation. Battling the forces of domestication, they find the courage to band together to experience the awesome power of being men.
I say this with all due respect.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Tonight's broadcast of the masculine feminist has been commandeered by the secret society No Ma'am.
Gonna go to a place like a shot and a beer, steak, man. Saying we can stop, get pancakes, and then we'll get laid, all right?
Why do you drink ice cold beer on a hot day?
Mr. Craven, what else are you gonna do with it?
To alcohol, the cause of and solution to all of life's problems.
The Yankees are champions of baseball. It's a power goal.
This is Cave Crew Radio.
Indeed, it is Cave Crew Radio, ladies and gentlemen. And tonight's Believe It or What will not be without drama. My name is DK. I'm live from my cave where I am quarantined until Tuesday because of a COVID positive test in my house. I have tested negative twice. I have tiger blood, as Charlie Sheen would say. I'm winning. Anyway, we are live on Cave Crew Radio. We are live on Facebook. We are live on YouTube and wherever podcasts can be found. Oh, Power FM over there in LA. We do have another yet to announce, but that's not till next week. I feel really bad because I made our co-host do his epicenter before the show began on the pre-show, anticipating that we were going to jump right into the action. There's going to be drama tonight, folks. There's going to be action, and trust us, we will not be caught with our pants down tonight. Anyway, joining me as my co-host, he is the Duke of Urine Stench Alley, who is united by whatever you call it, knighted by the Queen herself of England. He is also the head of the court of urine stench jelly whenever we have to go. Before it, he is the self-proclaimed president-elect of the United States. And he is also, ladies and gentlemen, a university graduate. Now over to Big B in Queens, New York.
Yes, live from Queens, New York, I am Sir Big B, your president-elect of the United States of America. And as always, we do an epicenter, but you have to go back and listen to the pre-show to get what the epicenter is.
Right. I do have a question, though.
Sure.
Would you, as president-elect of the United States, nuke Russia?
Well, if I was president of the United States, Russia wouldn't be doing these things. Russia is doing these things because Biden is weak and ineffectual.
He was only because I'm on quarantine and I'm working from home. I saw him on TV today, and he was in the middle of like really aggressive statement. And then he went, "Yeah." Anyway.
Yep, he's going to sanction Russia. It's not going to do anything.
And then there's blackface. We got Trudeau.
And Trudeau, yeah, there you go.
And then there's what's his name over there in our friends over in England. What's his name again? The guy with the blonde hair that sticks up all over the place. I can't. Everything's.
Oh, I don't remember his name. Shit.
Yeah, I don't either. Somebody, please. What's his name? He just had a kid. He's like 60.
I don't remember his name. Fuck.
We'll come up with it. Anyway, it shows you how irrelevant everyone is.
Yeah.
But we all stand together for the Ukraine, I believe, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is supposed to be the Believe It or What. It's okay. This is what I'm married to. She believes.
Oh, his name is not
Prime Minister of England. Yes, we're bringing it in a minute. Just hang on. The Prime Minister of England, who is Boris Johnson, by the way.
Boris, yes.
That's Boris. She thinks it's William. He ain't even the next king when the queen chokes, Isbia. It ain't William. So, you know what? Just like you got in your last round.
That answer is wrong. Incorrect. Goose egg.
Yeah. You're used to that, are you?
Oh, boy. Good luck. I wish you all the luck in the world tonight after the show ends.
I have multiple coaches in my house. I'm used to it. Oh, you weren't listening? Well, it's a good thing not to answer a question when you're not answering. And once again, she in PG says to me, "Fuck you." I'm not afraid to say it in common English.
I will send you my thoughts and prayers as soon as we sign off tonight. Good luck.
As long as she ordered me my Kentucky Fried Chicken because I'm sick and I'm in quarantine. All right. The suspense is over, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to figure out. All right. You don't have to explain yourself. Get your own radio show, for fuck's sakes. Anyway, the suspense is over, and we got to figure out how we're going to deal with this. I have a few ideas, and I'd like to hear yours. Ladies and gentlemen, one of our contestants has arrived. One of them, Captain Canada.
Good evening, gentlemen.
All right. Jason, at current time, you're the only contestant in the room. Love is in the air. It always is. It's better to make things rough, and then making up's the best part. Facebook user, just trust me. Jason, welcome to the show. It's great to have you. You look like you have a stable connection and everything.
I'm on Amanda's Chromebook, so hopefully that's a bit better.
Excellent. And Amanda's out of quarantine, right? Because she was in quarantine the week before me.
Yes.
Okay, good. Well, listen, we're not going to let this whole thing go to waste. You can hang out with us, and we'll do news stories and all kinds of fun stuff.
Sounds good.
We have a no-show, ladies and gentlemen, for the second contestant.
Are we going to officially declare that, or are we waiting? Because this is important.
We'll give it a few minutes. But here's how things are sitting, and someone was even here in chat earlier, if I can find it, and they were like, let me see if I can find it. There's been so much chat going on here tonight. Yeah, right here. Look, Dr. Mike Devine, like everyone's right into it. So he is not here yet. So let's talk about possible injunction plans. And you, as the high ruler of the court of urine stench alley, Jason, are you actually drinking coffee?
Yes, I am.
Oh, we got to get him and Choo Choo Stew to do it together. I hope Big B has this peanut butter whiskey. It's the only thing that saves me. There it is. All right. So a few things could happen. We could default Jason Scott as the winner.
Yeah.
If Mike Devine does not jump in. We could get Jason to answer, I don't know, 3 of 5 questions to give him immunity, like you did when you faced yourself. So if he can get 3 right before he gets 3 wrong, he can get himself into the final. Or you can overrule all things and do a first ever triple threat, believe it or what. I don't know how we do it with the cameras. We'll be bouncing people all over the place, but we could figure it out. Jason, what do you think? Jason, plead your case.
Oh, I'm pretty much down for whatever, so let's roll with the punches.
You're that hey, I can see your garden. Excellent. Thanks for your participation. Anyway, you are confident enough. Remember, Big B, did you beat yourself when we did it? We've done so many of these, I don't remember.
Yes, I won against myself.
Right. So, Big B, we did it one night. We had nothing going on. So, Big B faced himself. And I believe what we would do is we would give you, like, you got to get 3 right before you get 3 wrong.
I have another option.
Okay, what is the other option?
I want to throw it by you and see what everybody feels. Because in the first round, we used a wild card. Obviously, we drew names from a hat, and Scotty's name came up, and he replaced CJ Ripka, who was a no-show. And we were figuring that somebody was going to be a no-show in that matchup, so we had Scotty at the ready. We don't have anybody at the ready because we didn't pick anybody. However, in chat, there is a former contestant.
Yeah, but she's not going to get hooked up enough. You know how long it'll take me to get up there and give her a mic and fucking teach her how to log in?
Oh, I don't know. I figured she has a computer.
Tuesday. I'll be out of quarantine by then.
I don't know the inner workings of your household. I figured she has a computer. She could just log on.
And she keeps me around for probably that sole reason. If I knew earlier, I could have had her set up.
Okay. I was just thinking.
Well, she wanted Scotty, but here's the deal on Scotty, ladies and gentlemen. We forgot to announce it. He is, after last week, after I'm not sure who saw it and who did not see the show, Scotty, don't do that, Jason. You're going to break something. After last week, as confused and as crazy as Big B and I were going last week, and every single person in the chat room, it actually drove Scotty over the top himself, and he is on a leave for an indefinite amount of time until he can find himself again. He is in the Cave Crew Radio Wellness Program. and we of course wish him well. And do the news and set her up while the news is running. I can't. I'm not that quick, Chris, but I can do the news. Do you need me to send you those links again?
Oh, me?
I don't have any of the pictures.
Hold on. I have to get there.
Jason Scott, sing us a song.
Pass.
Sing us a song. You're the piano man.
Yes.
Sing us a song tonight.
Anyway, so what are we going to do?
I say we wait until 8:30. If by 8:30 we do not, because I've reached out to Mike a couple of times in the group chat just to see if he's jumping on. If by 8:30 he does not show up, I say Jason answers 3 questions and declares himself the winner.
All right, he's got to beat himself, or
he has to beat himself,
or then he goes into a what do you go?
Then there's a whole other thing we have to figure out.
All right, now,
Jason, answer 3 questions correctly, please.
True.
Yeah. I am feverishly uploading things here, ladies and gentlemen. Should we go to a real early Mike Jolitz?
I have the stories.
All right, I'm just trying to. The only thing I don't have is the YouTube links. What you're going to have to tell me what you're doing first.
Okay.
And folks, I don't even have the. Mary was a little lamb. Great job, Isbia. She should be on tonight. She's.
See, we could. I'm just saying. First story would be cornhole.
All right, so let me bring that up, and I will try to find the video while you do this. So let's preface this. Are you good with doing the news, Jason? Do you like hanging out with us?
Yes, sir.
All right, because we love your opinion. You are our fact checker, and ladies and gentlemen, in the coming weeks we have some great stories coming from Jason. If you're not in the Cave Crew Radio Facebook group, you will not know what they are. But I thought the first couple of stories, Big B, the Olympics were just on. I thought, both these were suggested as possible Olympic events, and maybe we could talk about them. So first one is cornhole.
Yes.
All right, so there's the cornhole one for you.
There you go. So this coming from the Toronto Sun.
Oh.
All the way up in your neck of the woods. The headline reads, "Cornhole is now a career option? Oh, you betcha," says a former teacher. Who knew cornhole, which involves tossing beanbags into a hole hollowed out of a wooden platform, could be so lucrative? A Florida, fucking ads on the site. A Florida woman, that's who, Rosie Strecker, has traded in the classroom for the professional cornhole circuit.
Oh.
She told Insider that she realized after 2 decades of teaching elementary school kids that she could earn money playing cornhole. "I'd earned $50,000 a year teaching full-time, and I realized I was also earning $50,000 a year playing cornhole." Strecker, who now makes even more money from sponsorships, started playing 10 years ago and started competing in Florida's tourneys while still teaching. You get to school at 7 a.m. for a very emotionally draining job before going to play cornhole at 6 p.m. And events run till midnight. I had a serious lack of sleep. She joined the American Cornhole League in 2018, which ESPN and CBC recently began to broadcast. After Strecker gave birth to twins in February 2020, she took off several months just to concentrate on cornhole and knew it was time for a career switch. Working full-time as a teacher and competing in cornhole wasn't a viable option anymore, she said. "A lot of traveling comes with cornhole. While I was playing in tournaments, my husband would be working from home and family members would come over to help look after the children." She makes it sound like she's playing in fucking the NHL.
And what kind of money is she making from this?
According to her, she was making $50,000 a year playing cornhole.
That's a lot of money, though. I'd take a break for that. I'd get help with the.
So let's put this in perspective. She was making $50,000 a year being a teacher, and while doing that, she was making $50,000 a year playing cornhole. So you're making $100,000 a year.
Yeah, she's doing okay.
Why would you stop doing one to concentrate on the other? You are now cutting your income in half.
Which would you do, Jason Scott? Would you play cornhole or be a teacher?
I would probably do neither.
Cornhole is a great game. Haven't you ever gone camping or to on one of your trips, and then on outdoor day or outside day, whatever you call it?
Well, I don't know, because based on what I know of the term cornhole, it has a completely different connotation.
You're thinking of Beavis and Butthead.
His mind is in the gutter.
Yes, cornhole is basically, we don't call it that over here. It's like you're throwing a bean bag, and the ones I played, there's like a circle, and you try to get inside the circle, and if you get a hole, I think you get 3 points. I don't exactly know the scoring. And it's a great game. You can drink and enjoy the sun and throw your bean bags. And obviously, these people have taken it to a new level.
And somehow there's sponsorships involved.
You joked about me getting into pickleball, but this is the way the world is going now, Big B. These cancel culture people.
It's cornhole. It's a backyard game you do when you're drunk.
Yes.
And it's like an actual thing. Like people are making money and winning trophies and championships in cornhole.
Is there anyone out there that knows the game of cornhole and can enlighten us? Because I don't get it either. It's a game with little bags of beads, and you stand 10 feet away, and you have your beer and your sausage and your Johnsonville brat, and you're throwing and having fun with friends in the backyard.
To me, this is the same concept, it being a backyard thing and you're drinking with your friends, as what's that Canadian fucking thing in the Olympics where you throw a stone?
Curling.
No.
Curling. You throw a stone and you sweep.
No, curling is a great thing. And if
it is not.
Yes, it is. And if you take a nap, it's got a lot of strategy. It's got a lot of skill. If you've ever tried it, it ain't as easy as it looks. And if you close your eyes and take a nap while it's on, it's just like women's tennis. It's like listening to a pornography while you nap. Harder! Push it!
No, I used to curl, and it was nothing like that. And it was one of the most boring sports I've ever played. It was cold. It was dangerous.
You can literally go to Home Depot.
Dangerous.
Well, you could slip on the ice and hit your head.
Well, I'm sorry, but I'm a hockey player, so curling isn't that dangerous to me. I can slip on the ice and hit my head outside right now because I haven't salted my driveway.
But literally, you could go to Home Depot and buy the equipment you need for curling. It's a rock and a broom.
I think you need special shoes, too.
They wear like fucking Converse sneakers.
I think Jason Scott is watching curling right now on his phone.
I have a question for Jason Scott. I understand that we do live in different countries, so the climate is different, relatively speaking, where we live. How much sun do you get in your house?
All of it. It's very bright.
Apparently, because he has sunglasses on his hat.
It's just I put them there because if I don't, I lose them. So here I don't have to worry about losing them. They're always in the spot. This hat's a bit loose, so the glasses keep it. I don't have to worry about my hat flying off. So it's very logical to keep your glasses here.
So when you take your hat off, your glasses stay on the hat.
Yes.
Oh, there you go. DK is doing.
I can't see a thing. So if I pronounce a word wrong, forgive me.
There we go.
But we all have the Jason Scott look. We have them on so our hats don't fall off. If anyone wants to. I need my glasses, unfortunately.
So do I.
All right. So for this one, I didn't have a video, but ladies and gentlemen, they are legitimately talking about making that into an Olympic sport. All right, so there's another one you got though, and this one I do have a video for it. This to me is a little more exciting. I still think it's cancel culture, liberal, fucking weird, but anyway.
This coming from the New York Post. The headline reads: "Professional pillow fighting, MMA brawlers' new way to get in shape."
Oh, so the MMA guys are doing it.
Apparently. Professional pillow fighting is real, and it's anything but fluff. Mixed martial arts fighters and boxers have flocked to South Florida. Notice all these fucking weird things are in Florida.
Florida, all of it. But it's got great weather there. I mean, I'm tempted to move there too. And then I don't even have to go on the web. I could just walk out my front door and find stories. And guests, for that matter. I'm like, hey, would you like to come on a show tonight? You're a weirdo.
And they'll be on Flocka and say, sure, why not? And then throw themselves through a plate glass window.
I'd have like a separate area where the show would be recorded. I wouldn't do it from home for safety reasons.
Safety reasons for sure in Florida.
I would like to say, before you go any further, to challenge Jason and Amanda on air to have a pillow fight. I think that
deal.
We just got to wait for Amanda. We could get them on Amanda's Chromebook and in a safe room with no pictures on the wall or anything like that. The kids need to be away for the weekend. Maybe it could be in some hotel in downtown Brockville or something. And I think that would be, we need some shit on this show. We've been going for 7 or 8 years now.
I'm down.
Anyway, go ahead, Big B. What's happening in South Florida with this? I do have some video when you're ready.
Mixed martial arts fighters and boxers have flocked to South Florida, where the Delray Beach Boxing and Fitness Club has become home to the first ever organized league of its kind, aptly dubbed the Pillow Fighting Championship.
I love it.
But the PFC, which has already hosted 2 recent big events, goes well beyond silly sleepover shenanigans. The organized sport has a full-on ring, fight judges, a referee, an MC, ring girls and boys, packed crowds, and is live streaming to a dedicated audience hooked on watching pro fighters explore this new discipline.
What channel is this on?
I couldn't tell you. This has all the excitement of a mixed martial arts fight with none of the blood loss, PFC CEO Steve Williams told the Post. Still, he said, you definitely feel it when you get hit. Williams is working.
Have you ever been involved in a pillow fight, either of you?
Maybe when I was a kid. I don't remember.
I seem to remember, and let's face it, back in the day when we were partaking in this shit, there the concussion awareness and protocol and, let's go to the green room or whatever, the quiet room. It never existed. I seem to remember that you get a pretty good wallop with a good hit from a pillow. I'm not talking about the ones in jail where they have soup cans.
No, or in the military where they, put bars of soap in the pillowcases.
Right.
No.
I'm talking about, like, have you ever partaked with your bow tie on, Jason Scott, and your sunglasses on your head? Have you ever partaked in a pillow fight?
All the time. That's all I do.
So if you did in fact face Amanda in this would be sanctioned pillow fight. Big B and I would be the judges in the play-by-play. we would need whatever Big B called them, ring girls and ring boys. But since Chris Apthorpe raised $4,000 for cancer and is wearing a dress tomorrow at hockey practice, I'm sure he'd do both for us that night.
Good for him, by the way, for raising that
Yes,
amount of money
it's
for
just
cancer.
awesome.
Good on him.
Here's the deal with that, just a sidetrack for a minute, is I pledged a certain amount of money just so he'd wear a dress and I could go, and I'm in quarantine and I have to rely on live streams and pictures, which I will share.
Next time you do this, Chris, please let me know. Even though I'm in the U.S., I will donate. That's certainly a worthy cause.
Yes.
I need to break from the story for 1 second, because there's a post in chat, and I need to question you about this.
Okay, which one are you looking at?
This comes from your wife.
Oh, right here. Is this the one?
Yes.
Okay.
She says, "I'll be back. I need to do a store run for Gatorade and popsicles. Sorry, son just asked." Perfectly fine. A mother tending to her son, going to get things that she asked, that he asked for. The one issue, you're in fucking quarantine.
Exactly. And listen, she's not following it. I am legitimately following my quarantine.
And it's winter. It's the dead of winter. We just had a snowstorm. Who eats popsicles in the winter?
She's going to wear a mask. She is asymptomatic and negative. We're just about to lift all this bullshit anyway. I'm about to dine in a fucking huge restaurant with unvaccinated people and cough on those motherfuckers. So what's the difference?
But for right now, you are in quarantine.
I am in quarantine doing my show in my cave in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. Correct.
Someone call the OPP.
Aren't they all busy at a blockade somewhere?
I don't know.
Anyway, so we are you done? Can I bring the video up?
Sure, bring it up.
All right, so this is what it looks like, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully this works. It was like a last minute thing.
Round two has
let's see.
Right off the bat, not wasting any time. She is going inside on care and not allowing her to any momentum at all. And Nunez just that might have been a technique to kind of slow the pace of Mark, throw him off, but Marcus is not slowing down. He knows what the stakes. $5,000 on the line, less than a minute and a half to go. It's the final. These boys are going at it, like going at it.
Fighters come from all backgrounds: boxing, reality TV, the military, even kids. How much do they get paid?
The fighters get $250 just to fight. The winner will get $5,000. The world needs a pillow fight right now, so we're doing it. And here we are.
And now, women's PFC pillow fighting champion. In the red corner, Stella. In the red corner, Holly.
Okay. I'm sure we have questions.
I want to. How do you decide who wins? It's not like they knocked somebody out.
Well, we're gonna need an official scorecard. Apparently, someone's been knocked out before
by a pillow.
Well, again, I believe I have been concussed by a pillow fight before.
Wait. You were just saying that you're a hockey player. You can go out and fall on the ice and hit your head, and you're fine. You were concussed by a pillow?
Okay, I was a child, so I don't remember. But I think in a good pillow fight, if you've got a good grip on that, even though it's foam, you can whack somebody pretty good. I'm confident.
I take a pillow and hit my son, and he loves it. He laughs and fights
But you
back.
do it with love. You're not doing it with the ferocity of these individuals.
It's still a pillow.
And I need Jason Scott back for my next question.
Although he has lovely Blue Mountain pottery in the background.
Why are they not wearing helmets?
I don't get this at all.
But again, another event, lady. There he is. There's Jason. We needed you, Jason. You missed the video. Another one eats on air. Like, for fuck's sakes, the show's over in 40 minutes. Are you that hungry?
Yes.
Why didn't you eat at 7?
Well, I tried getting supper after work. I went to the smoked meat sandwich restaurant drive-through, and no one wanted to take my order. So I wasn't going to sit there like an idiot for 15 minutes, so I left.
So you were at the smoked meat delivery store.
The takeout drive-through.
And no one wanted to take your order.
No, so I left. So
maybe they were on quarantine.
No, they were just being ignorant and not taking my order like they're supposed to do. So I left.
Were you sitting in the car by the little box?
Exactly, for about 10 minutes, and I was starting to get tired of waiting, so I left.
Did you say anything?
That's right.
I said hello.
And no response.
No response. So see you later. And there was a customer at the window already, so clearly people are there working.
Mm-hmm.
So they lost out on my business.
They just had it against you because you didn't vote.
Well, that's probably it.
They didn't like seeing it was nighttime. They were offended by his sunglasses.
Yeah,
on his hat.
Like this guy was ghetto. He's got sunglasses at fucking 7 p.m. at night when it's pitch black.
No, I was in the ghetto, but I just had a car wash, so my car was very clean.
So there's a ghetto in Cornwall. What block of Cornwall is that? I mean, the Cornwall's about 6 blocks long.
It's pretty much the East End, the southeast end.
So you went to the ghetto, to the smoked meat shop to get a sandwich. You didn't get an order. At any time, do you think that maybe they were being held captive?
Well, that was my logical explanation. I mean, I thought of that right away, and I didn't have time to help, so I left.
So you could have called the OPP, as Big B would say.
Not really. We have the community police, so I'd probably have to call them, and it would not be a high priority for them at all, so they wouldn't come out probably.
Right. So what is the community police, and what's the difference between them and the OPP?
The OPP is a provincial police,
right?
And Cornwall Police Service is a community police.
So if I were to equate that, it would be the New York State Troopers as opposed to the New York City Police Department.
Pretty much.
Correct.
Okay. I understand now.
And like, do you have like a sheriff and a deputy because it's such a small area?
Police chief. We don't really, in Canada, we don't really use the term sheriff as they do in the States.
But like the Windsor police where I live, they police all the outsourcing towns that we're actually, it's almost like a war. It's like we're taking over from the OPP because we do a better job, I guess. But like the Cornwall police, what do you got on staff? Like 2 deputies and a chief?
Oh no, we have almost 1,000 constables.
Holy shit.
Just a minute, I'll be back.
Always got to get another bite. There you go.
So let me ask you, because again, I'm not from Canada. Is the RCMP a real thing?
Yes. Now that, I don't know how to equate that with you. That would be almost like the FBI. But
do they ride horses?
Well, like formally, when Justin Trudeau wants to throw get a bouncy council and throw a little party,
sorry, I said 1,000. I meant 100.
Oh, okay. Now. Anyway, he's asking if the amount of police ride horses, and they do. I mean, they ran over that woman in Ottawa during the protest, so someone's riding a horse. Mm-hmm. But yeah, those uniforms that you see them with in the red and the big hats, that's like their dress uniform. That's like
ceremonial.
Yeah, the Marines would do that, or or those people that guard the castle in England, the beef eaters. But in reality, the RCMP are like the national police. They'd be like your FBI, I guess.
So, but you don't see them patrolling on horseback. That only comes out with shows. And
there are cities where the police do ride horseback.
Yes, I've seen them in Detroit, Michigan, and Chicago, Illinois.
You and you're so in love with the States. Everything with you is about the States. We're talking about Canada right now, and you always have to reference an American city.
You get really bent out of shape.
In Canada, there are officers on horses, but they don't.
I'm sure there is in White Tuck or something like that. But
they had some in Ottawa during the protests.
I know. I said that while you were grabbing a couple.
But they don't run around in their red uniforms.
Yes, that would be a little obvious, and they'd be a big target. They were down here in Windsor during the bridge, and listen, you're just jealous because I've vacationed in the States a lot. I've traveled all of Canada as well, but whether you want to admit it or not, this is a pretty fucking boring country.
Well, it's all about perspective, because in reality, Canada's a beautiful country. We actually have the majority of the tourism in Canada is from people from Europe, that it's cheaper for them to come to Canada to vacation than it is for them to vacation in their own country.
All right, but the fact of the matter is that I can drive 5 minutes and be in the middle of trees and forest and farmland and lakes. I live by Erie, Huron, St. Clair, and what's the other one? Anyway, I'm surrounded by lakes. It's nice to get away and see the rest of the world a little bit.
And I'm sure once I get to your age, I'll have traveled a little bit more. But
oh, man.
Imagine yourself at Universal Studios in Orlando having indoor day and outside day. It would be fun.
I've been to Universal California. It was actually pretty cool.
Actually, and I love Canada. I'm just giving Jason a hard time. I'm going to Calgary very soon, and I'm also going to Rice Lake, which is by Peterborough. I love Canada. It's just really not good for radio sometimes. We're just so humdrum about everything.
Can you guys tell me, now we have obviously a listener and a friend, Squirrel, who lives in Winnipeg.
Oh, my God.
The only thing I know about Winnipeg is the Winnipeg Jets. What's in Winnipeg?
Unless you go to northern Manitoba, where there's all kinds of lakes and shit. I don't know if you've been through this way, Jason, but Manitoba and Saskatchewan are about as dry as dirt. When they talk about tumbleweeds going across the road, they ain't fucking kidding you. Alberta's beautiful. British Columbia is beautiful. Quebec and Ontario are beautiful. I haven't been out east yet, but it's beautiful out there. Manitoba and Saskatchewan are like warts. Do you agree, Jason?
Well, I haven't personally been there, so it would be hard for me to form an opinion on it. But from what I understand is that it lacks in a lot of areas.
Aesthetical ways. It is. No, you get like north where there's no cities, but I'll tell you, Manitoba's fucking cold. We bitch about it here. Oh my fuck, is it cold? She puts on those posts on Facebook. It's like minus 44.
Jesus Christ.
And then I'm not going out today. Oh, no shit. I wouldn't even grab my mail.
Yeah, I always wondered, because I know like most of my Canadian knowledge comes from hockey. And obviously the big cities have the hockey teams, Toronto, Calgary, Vancouver, Ottawa. But Winnipeg was always like that. What the fuck is in Winnipeg? And apparently nothing.
And it is. And it's been a local city that has rallied behind their team and been able to save it. I will say, now that we're mentioned Toronto, Jason, Toronto is a very cosmopolitan metropolis. A lot of strange people there, eh, Jason?
Where was that, sorry?
Toronto, Ontario.
it's very culturally diverse compared to when I was a child. Many areas around here you can see a significant increase in multiculturalism compared to 20, 30 years ago when I was a child.
And I've always heard Toronto is much like New York City, but a lot cleaner.
Yeah, I don't know if it is anymore. Anyway, we digress. We've given the good doctor plenty of time, unless he's on a private call with Scotty. There is no excuse. I say we go to Mike Jolitz reads the news, and it's Jason Scott versus Jason Scott.
I'm ready. We're ready.
There's so many questions.
So many answers.
What if he loses? Does he then?
If I lose, I win. If I win, I lose. I mean,
if you lose, you got to go into a triple threat or something. There's got to be some kind of a penalty for this. We'll decide after Mike Jolitz reads the news. We're even going to give you your life preservers and all that shit. We'll be fair about it. But until then, while we gather ourselves, ladies and gentlemen, grab yourself a cocktail. And Mike Jolitz, our weekly news.
Don't touch that dial. Cave Crew Radio will be right back.
Hello, Cave Crew Radio. Hey, how the hell are you guys? I am doing fantastic. Got one more night. This is it. Tonight is my last overnight, and then I'm working days. Yeah. Oh, I can't wait. Alrighty, guys. It is now time for the news. The Vikings hired the Rams offensive coordinator, Kevin O'Connell, as their new head coach. I thought they were going to hire Barney the dinosaur. The U.S. government lifted the ban on Mexican avocados. The ban on Mexican nationals is still not in place. Shaun White snowboarded his last race in the Olympics. Whatever, don't care. The Yankees retired number 21. That's Paul O'Neill's old number, in case you didn't know. I hope they don't ever retire number 69. Austin Cindric won the Daytona 500. Didn't watch. I slept instead. Time well spent. During the Olympics, a cross-country skier from Finland froze his junk halfway through a 20-kilometer race. He finished 28th. Froze his junk and still finished the race? This is the second time this happened to him. Man got kicked off an Allegiant flight over a slogan on his mask. Apparently the words, "Let's go, Brandon," can get you booted off a plane. So wrong. Finished all my antibiotics, and I'm happy to report I had no ill effects such as diarrhea. Was a little worried there. And finally in the news, it was 39 damn degrees in Phoenix on Thursday morning. I know. Wah. At least it wasn't as cold as Antarctica. Their low was negative 46 degrees. That's below zero, everybody. We were 85 degrees warmer in Phoenix, so, you know. Alrighty, guys, it is now time for some tidbits. They're not headlines, they're just little tiny pieces of shit. Oh, yeah. The Wisconsin Badgers beat the Michigan Wolverines on Sunday 77-63 in NCAA men's basketball. Oh, yeah. Liberal Larry has found love. He's announced he's non-binary and loves unicorns. Oh, yeah. Justin Bieber got the COVID. Now he can learn how to make good music. Maybe. Yeah. Dollar Tree's changing their name to $1.25 Tree. Yeah. And finally, in tidbits, resumed my alcohol consumption on Monday night. I sure missed it. Did some damage to that bottle of Sky. Alrighty, everybody. It is now time for the weather. Heading over to Windsor, Ontario, Canada. On Saturday is going to be a high of 33 degrees. Sunday, 36, and Monday, 32. It doesn't look like any snow, so that's good. Heading over to New York. Your big bean. On Saturday, it's going to be 39 degrees. Sunday, 48 degrees, and Monday it'll be 35 degrees. No snow there. Also, nice. Maybe. Sir, big bean. And finally, heading to Pittsburgh, PA. Scotty and G. On Saturday, it'll be 38. Sunday, 45, and Monday, 39 balmy degrees. Scotty and Chair. Out here in Surprise, over the weekend on Saturday, it'll be 68 and sunny. Sunday, it'll be cloudy and 72. And Monday, getting back to our regular temperatures, it will be 78 degrees. Yeah. Alrighty, guys. Well, that does it for Mike Reads the News. Tschüss, ciao. And auf Wiedersehen, everybody. If you want to get me on the Twitter, is at you want to email me, it's my.com. Or you can call me a voicemail on Google. It's 701-57. Thanks for listening, everybody. Later. Bye-bye.
Hot topics, weird news, shock talk radio, cavecrewradio.com.
Oh, good old Mike Jolitz. We need to find out what he was on antibiotics for, and I'm glad they did not cause diarrhea.
I'm loving the Mike Jolitz tidbits.
Yes. I'm so glad he didn't retire.
Oh, absolutely. And I see he has a favorite drink.
Sky Vodka.
Sky Vodka.
Yeah.
So if anybody knows Mike Jolitz, go buy him a bottle of Sky Vodka.
Sky Vodka. Everybody on this show has a special drink. I mean, even Jason Scott drinks orange or green crush margaritas. I just drink beer. You have your peanut butter whiskey. And anyway, we're not going to do this without the pomp and circumstance of it. So it's time, ladies and gentlemen, even though the rules have changed a little bit, we're doing this right.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our highly anticipated semi-final match. First, by way of Cornwall, Ontario, after a victory battle over Scotty, it's Captain Canada, Jason Scott. Our second contestant comes to us by way of Powell, Ohio, after a victory over Isbia, the good doctor, aka Mike Denver, Dr Mike Devine. The time has come to believe it or what?
Indeed it is, ladies and gentlemen. And the rules have changed a little bit tonight. We are going to do this a little bit differently. It's Jason Scott versus Jason Scott, ladies and gentlemen. So there's no who goes first and who goes last, Big B. There's just, you've got to get 3 right before you get 3 wrong. But Jason, we are good sports. Here are your life preservers in the semi-final round.
Here are your life preservers to help you stay afloat. 1. Remove one answer. 2. Ask Big B his answer. Use your life preservers wisely, and good luck. Do you, my friend, believe it or what?
Or
I do.
Or what, ladies and gentlemen? This is it. I'm glad we took away. Pass it to your friend. Big B has got his scorecard there, ladies and gentlemen. I also am prepared with the official, believe it or what, questions. Jason, here's how it goes. We're gonna ask you. All you got to do is get 3 right, and you're into that final match against either Choo Choo Stew or Amanda, who you faced in Choo Choo Mania. If you get 3 wrong before you get 3 right, we're going to have to figure out how we're going to resolve this. But anyway, do you have any questions?
I'm set to go.
You set to go, Big B. Are you clear on this, Big B?
I am 100% clear.
And you're clear on the lifelines?
I'm clear on the lifelines.
Ask Big B and remove one answer. Here we go.
Fact or fiction? True or false? Right or wrong? Let's go. It's time to play Believe It or What?
Or what, ladies and gentlemen? This is the most narcissistic matchup of the tournament. It's Jason Scott looking himself in a mirror, Jason, are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's do this.
These are random questions, not partitioned to any nation or topic in particular. Which famous person was the first to have a star laid on the Hollywood Walk of Fame? Which famous person was the first to have a star laid on the Hollywood Walk of Fame? Was it Elizabeth Taylor? Was it Charlie Chaplin? Was it Stanley Kramer? Or was it Burt Lancaster?
I'm going to say Charlie Chaplin.
You're confident of that?
Pretty much.
Charlie Chaplin was the first person to have a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
That answer is wrong. Incorrect. Goose egg.
Elizabeth Taylor.
It was not Elizabeth Taylor. It was Stanley Kramer. I probably got an explanation for it here at the back. Explanation of it.
I don't know who the fuck Stanley Kramer is.
I don't know who Stanley Kramer is either. I'm seeing if there's an answer for this. Too many papers here. I was expecting a long, drawn-out match. Yeah, I got nothing on Stanley Kramer.
By the way, I was with you, Jason. I was 100%. It was Charlie Chaplin.
All right, it's not over yet. Question number 2. This is a little bit more probably up your timeline. It's also a movie question. Katniss Everdeen takes her sister's place in the Hunger Games. Which district does she represent? Is it A, District 6, B, District 12, C, District 3, or D, District 7? Katniss Everdeen takes her sister's place in the Hunger Games. Is it 6, 12, 3, or 7?
It's going to be a total guess because I've never watched. I'm familiar with the show, but not enough to know. So I'm going to have to go ahead and say number 6.
Okay, without using a lifeline, here we go. Big B could be back in the game or in a big hole, but he was in a big hole during his first time.
That answer is wrong. Incorrect. Goose egg.
It was District 12. It was District 12 was the answer. Oh, boy. 2 lifelines left, Big B. He needs to get 3 right. All right. Jason, let's try music. One of the best-selling musical artists of all time who wrote and recorded the songs Here Comes My Girl in Refugee. One of the best-selling music artists of all time who wrote and recorded the songs Here Comes My Girl, Refugee. Was it A, David Bowie? Was it B, Tom Petty? Was it C, Rod Stewart? Or was it D, Bob Dylan? Hit songs, Here Comes My Girl and Refugee. Bowie, Petty, Stewart, or Dylan?
I'm going to go ahead and ask Big B.
Big B?
Tom Petty. Tom Petty.
Tom Petty, very quickly. Let's see.
That answer is correct.
You don't have to live
Like a refugee.
But how do you figure that would be my generation? Because that's before my generation.
I don't know what kind of music you listen. What do you listen to? Rap, fucking house music. Tom Petty is a famous.
Like Elvis is before my generation, but I still know Elvis.
Right. Like I think my 17-year-old kid would know who Tom Petty, David Bowie, and Bob Dylan are.
Yeah, one of my favorite songs is "American Girl" by Tom Petty. So I know who he is.
You know, here comes my girl. I don't know. Amanda's getting you into some bad music. That's all.
What do you listen to, Jason, on a regular basis?
I listen to a lot of oldies. I like it. It depends on what the mood is, right? The kind of music you listen to. I mean, I can like country music. I can like top 40. I can like more hip hop. When I started going out when I was in my teens, it was the end of the 90s, so we still had a lot of the 80s disco, 80s, 90s kind of stuff going on. So I mean,
so look, I don't want to lose my mind tonight because I swore I would remain in control after last week. How is Tom Petty so far away from the 90s?
I'm just saying a lot of the names that you said.
He's not sitting on the stage singing Coal Miner's Daughter, for fuck's sake.
But see, I would have known that because my mother, when I was growing up, she listened to Patsy Cline, Loretta Lynn, Johnny Cash, Conway Twitty, you know, all the good old country western.
As did my father, by the way.
Because if you had told me Coal Miner's Daughter, I would have known right away who it was.
I learned a lot of that stuff as well. From my older sisters, and my parents were older. I'm same as you. Anyway, well, maybe this will help you.
Give him an easy one.
I'm trying, but it's like fucking pulling teeth. I don't know where I'm going to hit or miss. What is the name of the reindeer featured in the 2013 musical fantasy film Frozen? I'm sure you've been forced to watch this at Amanda's many times. What is the name of the reindeer featured in the 2013 musical fantasy film Frozen? Was it Kristoff? Was it Sven? Was it Igor? Or was it Olaf? And you have one life preserver remaining. And if you're unsure, you might want to use it. The reindeer in Frozen. Kristoff, Sven, Igor, or Olaf?
See, now, I do know the character Olaf, but I don't think it's a reindeer. So I'm going to go with Sven.
And the only reason he knew that, ladies and gentlemen, is because his significant other is a Scentsy salesperson. And I believe Olaf was recently a one of those baggies or whatever she sells. I don't know. I have another fact about Olaf in a minute, but is it Kristoff, Sven, Igor, or Olaf? He's back in it if it's right.
That answer is correct.
It is indeed Sven. And Jason Scott, I can't remember if you were in chat the night we did the story about Olaf getting raped in the Target store.
No, I think I missed that one.
Okay. Olaf
I'd probably remember something like that.
He's a snowman, I believe. But...
Olaf is the snowman. That's right. Shit.
You didn't know that?
No, I got them. I swore Olaf was the reindeer. Olaf is the snowman.
All right.
I'm confused.
I don't even know how to help him. I don't think there's any help in any of this. All right. This is for the win. I'm going to even give you a choice. Do you want World Cup soccer, World War II, or planetary science?
I'll go with World War II, Bob.
World War II. All right. He asked for it, right? It's not directly World War II, but it's kind of along there. Oh, no. Okay. No, it is. A military campaign of the Second World War. When did the Battle of Britain end? 1921, 1917, 1946, 1940. It is World War II, and you have a lifeline left. This should be pretty easy.
What's the lifeline again that I have left?
Remove one answer.
Okay, let's remove an answer.
Let's remove 1946.
So what are the remaining ones?
I'm going to read this to you with your three answers.
Okay.
A military campaign in the Second World War. When did the Battle of Britain end? 1921?
1940, Alex.
1940 to advance to the finals against either Amanda or Stu. And trust me, we will not be this nice to you in the finals if you advance. Fuck, I was hoping he'd get it right.
That answer is correct.
Yes, Jason Scott, 21 and 17 would be closer to World War I. But I was hoping as an expert you would know that. That's why I erased 46 when the war was actually over.
Mm-hmm.
But that's only because I'm old and I've been to a lot of places.
You were probably alive during World War II.
I'm not
or
quite
close to it.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I'd be in one of those, what do they call those things where they freeze you, Big B?
Cryogenics.
I'd be in a cryogenic dome by now with my lifestyle.
I mean, you were alive in 1955. You have all.
No, I was not alive in 1955. I'm not Howard Cosell. Anyway. All right. Congratulations to Jason Scott.
Thank you.
Beat yourself. At least we didn't give you a freebie. You have advanced to the finals, and one more victory, you will face Big B. Now,
so who am I facing in the next one?
Well, we don't know yet.
Okay. Who's left to do?
The only two left are Amanda, and we used to call him Afka, but we now call him Guru Stu. Guru Stu. So
now I know you just advanced and won, but who is your pick out of Amanda or Guru Stu?
I plead the fifth on that one.
I don't know.
Smart answer.
Amanda played dumb and did very well.
So, she the whole time. I don't know this. Oh, by the way, she gets the right answer all the time.
Yeah. And Stu is another one who is the most. You want to talk about another co-host that lives in an absolute pretend world, and he actually knows a lot too. But kudos to you, Jason Scott. I gotta ask something though. It's got nothing to do with Believe It or What. Is it not weird to anybody else that Jason Scott is broadcasting in black and white?
I thought it looked a bit off too.
Is the colors are. It's not fully black and white, but there's
sepia or something.
Sepia.
Monochrome. It looks odd on here, but Amanda said it looked fine.
Write down Jason Scott is in sepia. I just realized that after being into the entire show, and this is making this almost like Twilight Zone. All right. I have a couple more news stories. We're not all at a loss. And thanks very much to Jason Scott. It's okay to do these stories. Now, the only ones I have queued up, Big B, are the bathroom, the Florida story, and the fart story.
I have to get back to them. Hold on.
Now Jason Scott looks like Mike Edmund. He's really freaking me out.
So say that again.
Scott here. Hang on. Jason Scott, are you coming to us from the year 1966? Do you have advice for us in the future?
Yes, my advice is to Ken's dad to pull out.
Oh. My advice is for Ken's dad to pull out. You're back in sepia, by the way.
Hold while I write things down.
Yes, you may. I have a question, though, while we're waiting for you to pull up the news. Amanda quite often does little videos and lives and online parties and shit. Does she regularly record them in sepia? It's obviously the default for Jason Scott.
Well, I think it has to do with my walls are white and my door is white, and I have black fireplace and black frame and a black pullover. So I think the camera is.
I don't know. I got white walls. I got black shirt.
I don't know. This is Amanda's Chromebook. It's brand new, so I don't know why.
Why is Jason?
Amanda could probably answer that better.
Wait, so are you home or are you at Amanda's?
I'm at my place.
So you took Amanda's Chromebook back to your place?
Yes.
Gotcha.
For tonight's, and it's a lot better because when I'm actually recording, I can see myself on the screen with you guys.
Oh, it's much better than your phone. Let me tell you that.
Right.
Yes. You're doing an excellent job, except for when you leave the room.
So now, all right. So let me throw this at you. Hypothetically, Amanda beats Choo Choo Stew. Now you face off against Amanda in the finals. Who gets the Chromebook?
I think she could use her laptop in that situation, and I think every kid has a Chromebook, so she probably has 2 or 3 of them at home.
Okay.
Shit, she's like a Chromebook library. Anyway, Amanda also was cheering for you, by the way. She said, woo woo, chicken dinner. And, but I did not know this, Big B. Sensi Buddy was Olaf. They're called Sensi Buddies, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. And you need to reach out to Amanda. And if you don't know Amanda, you need to reach out to one of us so we can get you in touch with Amanda. But Sven was a Sensi Buddy. You need to write this down.
I will write. Sven was a Sensi Buddy.
I don't even know what the fuck a Sensi Buddy is. I'm gonna have to get with Amanda after the show. But
I know what a Sensi Buddy is because I bought one for my son for Christmas.
She says, "Good Lord, I'm not a millionaire." She has one Chromebook and an iPad or a computer, which sounds like a pretty good selection. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, while we're pitching, Amanda, Olaf was a buddy clip.
I don't know what that is.
That is.
I have no idea what that is.
So when you're considering Olaf or Sven, Olaf was a buddy clip. But Jason Scott, I think just for luck, and I'm sure you get things at cost, you need to get a Sven Sensi buddy.
Okay.
I mean, that was a critical point in your journey.
It would suck if Amanda made you buy it.
I buy everything, so just add that to the list of everything I pay for.
Wow.
Might as well take them in marriage. All
I
right.
wish you luck after this show is about.
Yes, that's you and I, Jason Scott. We can, what was that you were doing with the other girl earlier today? We can have a virtual coffee.
Yeah.
Sleep on the couch, Jason Scott. Jason was having a virtual coffee with Sherry, who was actually an old friend of the show. And she used to come in all the time. And they were having a virtual coffee. And I was a little bit confused because I was working at the same time. And I thought they were on Second Life. I really thought I was losing myself to Second Life.
Was Sherry your business partner?
Jason, I have a question about last week before we go to the news story.
Okay.
Were you as confused as Big B and I? By the way, you're in trouble.
You are in trouble.
It wasn't confused. It wasn't confusing. The thing that because from what I understand is that Casey Baskins is a Second Life character,
Correct.
which in a way is a communal character because the person that created the character lets other people log on to that system under that character.
So what you're telling me, I'm still being enlightened by this nightmare. You're telling me that Katie Baskin is like a Second Life whore.
No, more like a Second Life vehicle. So
if I wanted to go on to Second Life right now, I could choose Katie Baskin as my character.
If you paid Scott's business partner to log on, because I'm not familiar with what the platform is, but I assume you log on to a program or on the internet under that character, which has already been created by this business partner.
Well, no, I'm not going back there again. The business partner was Katie Baskin, and right at the very end of a fucking 2-hour show, he admitted that him and Casey Baskin are the same. But so what you're telling me is if I offer Scotty 25 Linden tonight because I'm bored, I could go be Katie Baskin.
Yes.
Casey. I don't know why I keep.
Yes. Under the sort of like an experience. So I assume over time you build up the character, you build up like an environment, virtual environment. And then this guy who created Casey Baskins lets other people.
Scott, by the way, that is Scott. That's his original.
I don't. Yes, but I don't think Scott was the one that created Casey Baskins.
Yes, because we asked how he came up with that, and he said Baskin was the automatic name when he was registering.
But was he registering it, or was it the business partner that registered it?
There is no business partner. Don't bring me back there again.
The business partner would, but I do also see. I didn't realize
business partner is Scotty and Chair's business partner is Casey Baskin. Scotty is Casey Baskin.
But see, that's not how I interpreted it.
Going fucking nuts is because he believes Casey Baskin is a person.
No, he believes that it's an online character type person, and when he logs on under that name, he is that person in Second Life. He doesn't think Casey Baskins is a real life person that you can reach out and touch. He understands it's a virtual environment. He calls it, I mean, the term reality is sort of subjective because I discussed this with Amanda the other night. So normally in reality, we associate it with things we can see, touch, or feel, or smell, or taste. Okay. So in the event of having when they're online in the Second Life, if he's a character having a conversation with another character, just because you can't see, taste, or touch it, doesn't mean that conversation does not exist, because it's not in what we perceive as reality. But if you're
it's a virtual reality,
exactly. So I mean, you have to broaden your definition of the term reality to understand it.
I don't have an issue with that. But when you bring one forward or back to the other reality, I think you got an issue.
I mean,
for instance, I know you're in Sepia, but you're also the real Jason Scott. But if I was in a virtual chat with you, and then I brought you back here and considered you a real person, that would be a little bit strange.
I mean, if I'm on virtual chat as myself, no. But if I go on under a persona, then yes, to think that virtual person is a real person that has feelings, emotions, that is a bit of a stretch.
But that's what Second Life people do.
Yes.
That's what separates, and that's what I was trying to explain to.
I don't think they're all like that. I think it's
a good portion of them.
Like game of Call of Duty, and then once we got back, we say, "Hey, a Big B." I wouldn't call you Corporal Sammy. You know what I mean? I don't think he knows how to turn it off.
Well, but there's a difference, and this is what I was trying to point out to Scotty. There's a difference between Call of Duty and Fortnite and Second Life. Call of Duty and Fortnite are set worlds where you are handed a character. You can choose from like 5 different characters, whatever it is, and be that character and go out and do missions and blah, blah, blah. In Second Life, you create your character from the ground up, you name them, and you build a world around it, right? So the people that are in Second Life feel that those characters are real. They're an extension of themselves. So the Second Life is a reality within their own mind, but it's a real thing to them. It's fake to us. To me, it's a fucking video game. It's a cheap little video game, but to them, it's real life.
If Jason went on Second Life and his character was Bert Wenkester, and while he was away from work and Amanda was busy and he was sitting at his computer and he was really into Bert Wenkester. I get it. My kid loves all the different things he does on the Xbox. I played video games before. You get immersed in it. I get that. But it's not real.
It's not, and I understand that. You understand that. But people in Second Life, some people, I won't say
all of them. I think some just log in and go, "Hey, I'm bored."
Right. I will say some people, not all of them, do not feel that way. They feel it's real. They feel that they have created real relationships within that game. Hence the reason why Scotty hooked up with Violet. That became a real relationship. He thought those 2 characters talking was a real thing enough where in real life they actually reached out to each other, and he moved halfway across the country to fucking live with her.
And it failed. Yeah.
Which of course it did. It's these things aren't doomed to succeed. They're doomed to fail.
Right. You're both DJs in a virtual world, and that's not what you are in real life.
It's
Right,
because
but
they
they-
want it to be real. The people that would gravitate towards that type of platform is because they're either lacking something in their everyday life that they need to fulfill it in this fantasy realm.
I think if Jason Scott will agree to come into the show every time in sepia, I am going to name him the Professor. He is so what's the word I'm looking for? Not divine, but his thoughts are so oh man, what am I thinking of?
Well, I mean, I'm trying to put myself in these people's shoes to understand what would draw them to that kind of thing. Now, to say they're forming virtual relationships, there's something in their real life that is preventing them from having these social relationships. So a lot of times it could be geography, it could be economics, it could be, there's many different reasons which would make a person want to develop that alter ego to fulfill a void in their everyday life. So a lot of times people are not able to go out to a bar, or they don't have the social skills. Maybe they have anxiety or depression, issues like that. So this is an escape for them, and they're able to experience different social situations that they wouldn't normally be able to experience in person.
Like you said, he went to Paris and he went to all these different places. I think if you bring it down to my level, it's masturbating. I mean, it's not real.
I mean, the other point that I found interesting was that the other point I found interesting was that there's people on there that are able to make money off of the platform. So, as was brought up, they exchange these virtual dollars and they're able to cash them in for real dollars. Now, say I go on there and I have a virtual online store where I create a vase, or I sell something that people can put in their virtual houses. Now, as I'm paid for that would be considered an income in one way, because you could make a job out of playing that. I don't want to call it a game because some people take it very seriously, but you could form a revenue on that platform.
Well, you could form a revenue from being a Instagram star, influencer, and getting clothing sponsors and stuff. Yes, you could probably create a revenue stream out of just about anything if you're good or lucky.
But then the thing is, so say I'm on that, I have that decor store and I'm creating these virtual vases. Okay. Once I create a vase and it's in my possession, under law, it's considered my property, because possession is 9/10 of the law. So say, for example, I sell that vase. I'm selling personal property. So therefore, I'm not subject to paying tax on it.
Well, what is the government of Second Life?
Once you're converting Linden, once you convert Linden dollars into Canadian or American currency, that's considered an income because it's money coming in. So the source would be subject to tax or not. So they'd have to differentiate between it being a business or selling personal property. I could sit here and sell everything in my house day after day, week after week. Is that a business, or am I selling my personal property?
But to for your argument's sake, you said if you go in Second Life and create something, you create a vase, whatever, like you said, and you sell it, that you're selling your personal property. So let's bring that into a real life scenario. Everybody on Etsy creates things. They have an Etsy business. They create things. They make things in their house. That's first their personal property that they created, and then they are selling. That is a business. That's not, I'm selling my fucking remote control. I'm creating something and I'm selling it for business purposes. That's what you're doing in Second Life. You're creating that vase, that hat, that shirt, whatever it is, for a business purpose. So yes, it is taxable. It is an income. It's not, I'm taking a picture of my wall and selling it.
But who is the governing body of Second Life? That is my new question.
Well, ultimately, speaking on the U.S. side of things, I don't know how Canada's taxes work. On the U.S. side of things, theoretically, what should happen is if you sell above a certain dollar amount, the creators of Second Life, whatever the company is, would, if they are keeping books or records, they report that to the government or the U.S. government and issue you a 1099. In the U.S., a 1099 is a tax document. So that would be for like an independent contractor. I get 1099 because I do some independent contracting work. It means you didn't get taxed of your income. It's up to you to pay taxes on it. Here's what you earned. This is what we told the government you earned, and you have to pay taxes on that. I doubt highly that happens in Second Life. So it's all basically tax.
Well, we would need someone to do some research.
But does Second Life operate as a business? Because people are paying money on that platform. So is Second Life registered as a business, and they pay taxes, or how does?
Yeah, well,
I'm going to tell you something right now. If we, the three of us, break out and do a little investigating, I'm sure we could come up with the answer, because Second Life was before Sims. This thing was big. It is a big open world online thing. And I'm sure the answers are out there. This isn't some
the
Game Boy thing.
The company that runs Second Life, that develops Second Life, well, I don't know the name of the company, but whoever they are, yes, they run as a business. They pay taxes against their income because people pay things into Second Life. Wouldn't exist if the company that made it, that developed it, wasn't making any money.
Well, there's sponsorships.
So yes, they are making money. Even if they're sponsorships, those sponsors are making money. So everything is taxable. The individual people within Second Life, if Jason, say, was selling things, he is still making money off Second Life, and he should report that on his taxes. Whether or not he does, whether or not Second Life reports it up to the government, issues 1099, I doubt it. As a corporate entity, Second Life, the creators of Second Life, yes, pay taxes and do all that. Otherwise, Second Life wouldn't exist.
I really need to research it better. I guarantee there's some answers out there that we're not getting, because Jason is giving a very good argument and a very good perception of it as an outsider. The person we're interviewing last week is fucking nuts. So we're not going to get a straight answer out of him. Like, Jason has brought up some very good arguments, but I think the answers are out there somewhere. If we could get a sane Second Life player on the show, we might learn more about it. And maybe that's what we need to do.
We need to send someone in undercover and do an expose on it.
Look, I've been in there. I did a show on there. When I was doing Double Talk Radio, I think I mentioned this last week, and these people, because when you go in, I'm basically, the plain Jane avatar. And Jill, who was one of the co-hosts, a friend of Violet, they were both players of the game, outfitted me. I wish I could find pictures of it. In jeans and a jacket. None of it cost me any linen because they were doing it for me for the show. But for you or anyone else, you would have had to buy these clothes. And they built a bar with chairs where myself, DJ Chris, Violet, and Jill would sit. And these weird fucking things, like there'd be fucking werewolves and regular people, and would be in this bar listening to the show, like those of you who are on YouTube and Facebook and Cave Crew Radio, and they would interact, and it was fucking weird. And I could levitate. I never left that place thinking it was my business partner or anything else. I considered it kind of like, remember when Scooby-Doo used to have characters on the cartoon like Kiss or Batman and Robin or all? Yep. That's what I felt like. I felt like someone took me and made me a cartoon, and I was now an animated film or TV show. Never once did I think it was real. So I've been there, and it doesn't do anything for me. But anyway, apparently they have sex and all kinds of weird shit. I just went in there, did my show, and got the hell out of Dodge.
My experience, like I've said before, was very, very brief. Violet, because I was a guest on Double Talk Radio, and I was a friend of the show, so to speak. And Violet invited me in. I created a character, went on Second Life, and got hacked. So
Just to give you an idea, we didn't make any money on it, but I guess I could have, charged 5 linden to get into the club or studio or wherever we were for you and Casey Baskin to come in and watch the show. I guess we could have done that. I don't know. It was weird.
It was a whole weird thing. And after I got hacked, I just listened on the radio side of it and didn't bother with Second Life.
If I hit the wrong key, Jason, I would be like levitating. Because that's what you do. You don't have to walk anywhere. You can fucking zoom from I don't know. It's like playing Zelda. Anyway, what started out as a disaster, ladies and gentlemen, I think has turned out to be a pretty good show. We had the first Jason versus Jason. He did the show in sepia. It was excellent. And he beat himself and he won. And he is moving on to the finals to see who will face Big B in that ultimate trivia battle. And he also gave us some daylight on last week's show. It's nice to get an outside perspective from a sane person. I still feel really bad he didn't get his smoked meat sandwich from the drive. Anyway, it is that time of the show. I should grab a piece of paper here somewhere. And I literally don't think I have anything. Oh, wait a minute. I might have wrote something down. I think I did write down when Mike Jolitz was talking. This is way too long, but he said, I finished all my antibiotics and I did not have diarrhea.
Nice. You could shorten that to, I did not have diarrhea.
Yeah. Okay. Because I have questions for Mike Jolitz.
We need Mike Jolitz on this show. We need him live.
Well, he's now on days, so we should be able to communicate.
Yeah, that's true. So we need to get him on live at least once.
Even if he doesn't show himself, we can put a avatar.
Sure.
And just have his voice. Jason, do you have anything that you would name the show after all this? I know you were under a lot of stress tonight.
I'll hear everyone else's ideas and then I'll pick out of those which ones I like.
Okay, so he just wants a vote. I do want to say though, watching you in sepia and your audio quality and your dialogue with us tonight, this may be your best performance yet. You could actually be a junior intern.
Oh.
You just need to buy a Chromebook.
Or something better.
Yes, or yeah, Chromebooks don't have a lot of memory and shit. But anyway, Big B, you can't have more than 4.
5.
Really?
Most of them are show notes.
Well, we do have to come up with a name sometime.
Well, I have 2 for a name, 3 for show notes.
All right. I could throw one more. Jason versus Jason.
Okay. I will start off with the show notes.
Okay.
The first one is my advice to Ken's dad is to pull out.
Oh, good one. Or it could be shortened to my advice is to pull out.
My advice is to pull out. There you go. Next one. Are you ready for?
I'm ready.
Okay. Next show note. If you bring it down to my level, it's masturbating.
It is, though. When you think of it, he's talking about fantasizing about buying things and selling things. Well, if I'm fantasizing about being with another woman, I'm masturbating. Hang on a minute.
Sure.
I have an idea. I have one for when Big B's done his.
I have 3 more.
Sorry, I was running out of room. Go ahead.
Okay. So I'm going to save my last show note because it may be short enough for a title, and I really like it.
Okay.
So next one I have is Sven was a Sensi buddy.
Oh, I love that one.
That's obviously a candidate for a show name because it's nice and short.
It could be a show note as well.
It could be both. Yes. Next up, which was kind of my favorite, but I'll put it in second. Jason Scott is in Sepia.
Yes, I like that one too.
Let me know when you're ready.
I am ready.
This is my favorite. It could possibly be a show name, but would absolutely be a show note. But I'm hoping it's short enough for a show name. Casey Baskin is a Second Life whore.
Well, that could work. I could see that working. All right, Jason, what was your addition?
Either for a name or a show note from Amanda here in chat. Pardon me, you pay for everything.
There you go.
And also, is there any word on your wife? She's been gone a long time for that Gatorade and popsicles.
No,
not for nothing.
Because the dog was barking, and she's probably now gotten into women's TV or something.
Women's TV. She's watching the Oxygen Network.
Oh, fuck.
Or the Oprah Network.
Listen, and I'm not picking on anybody else's girlfriend, but Amanda's just been eek. Fire in the Romantic Castle is back for season 2. Like women, I don't know. You know, we don't have time, but we sit here and we try to analyze Second Life. try and analyze the shows that women watch. I mean, I can suggest a movie and my wife will go, oh, yeah, that was really good. You know, like she'll get into all kinds of, but leave her alone. And oh my fucking God. The movies she watches and the shows are terrible.
Oh, I could go through my Plex movie server and pick out all the ones that my wife put in, the romance and all of this. And yeah, it's.
You know what? Look, I like going out for a nice dinner. I like getting romantic. I like all, but not on a TV show. You know, you need something. Cops and robbers, war, vampires, superheroes. Right now, Amanda is watching Love is Blind. Jason?
No idea what that is.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready to head over to Amanda's?
Nope. Ready to head to bed.
Watch a romantic film and eat those cinnamon hearts.
And bran. Eat lots of bran and
yes, bran and bananas.
Yeah.
Casey Baskin is a Second Life whore.
I like that one.
Sven is a Sensi buddy. Jason Scott is in Sepia. And my advice is to pull out. Last chance, boys. Let's go over to Jason Scott. What do you like?
Casey Baskins is a Second Life whore.
Big B?
If that can fit, I go with that one.
It is a little long for a show title.
Casey Baskin whore.
Well,
there
then
you go.
I mean, we could say Casey Baskin is a whore.
Well, you could type Second Life as in 2ND.
Yeah. I'll figure it out. Casey Baskin is a Second Life whore. And some good show notes in there as well. I might be in contact with you, Amanda, though, because I don't know what a Sensi buddy exactly is. But I have this.
It's like I got one from my son at Christmas. It's like a little stuffed animal that you put a scent pack in so it smells.
Oh, so I might order a Sven. But I have to wait till I talk to Amanda because the other one, the Olaf, was a clip-on. Whatever that is.
I have no idea what that is.
It sounded like it was like a higher level of a Sensi buddy.
I wonder if there's Sensi in Second Life.
You know what? You seem to be the most interested in all of this. So let's go.
Is that another revenue stream for Amanda?
Oh,
it could be. You know,
she is the entrepreneur extraordinaire. Let me just say that. Because she's all over the Sensi stuff, selling shit. She's selling other fucking workout clothes. She's all over selling shit.
He is right. She is. And there are new buddies coming, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned. And we will certainly advertise them. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to go. By the way, I'm having Kentucky Fried Chicken tonight. It was supposed to be Captain Canada Jason Scott versus Mike Denver, a.k.a. Mike Devine. I'm a little concerned because he's usually a stand-up guy. I hope he didn't break his back or anything. I haven't seen any posts lately. But anyway, doesn't matter. The clips are smaller and smell, but you can't change the scent. It's a clip that you put on the kid's backpack or hang on a purse. We're out of here.
Hot topics, weird news, shock talk radio, cavecrewradio.com.
Thank you very much for listening to the show. Now stay safe, take care, and wash your hands.
I want you to pack up and get out.
Get the hell out of here!
Go! Just go! Get out! Get the hell out!
That will conclude this evening's entertainment.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!